Hello, traders, and welcome to a new episode of Beyond the Charts. We're going to analyze everything that has happened last week in terms of fundamentals and news releases. And as always, we're going to go through the weekly high impact news calendar. We're going to go day by day and see what happened, see the forecasted numbers against the previous numbers, and see how the actual numbers came in and what were the market reactions to those numbers. So let's get to it with no further ado. We start with Monday. On Monday, we had three high impact news. We had the S&P Global Manufacturing PMI. The previous number was 52.2. The forecast number is 52.2, so no change. The actual number came in at 52.5. So higher than the forecast and higher than the previous number. And as I told you before in previous episodes, uh, anything above 50 is expansion. Anything below 50 is contraction. So that's number one, check. We're in expansion territory. And we're above the forecast and the previous numbers. So what does that mean? It means that there was a slight beat. The expansion strengthened, so because it's over 50, as I said, and with output and orders up modestly, which shows that factories are bouncing despite tariffs. All right, now how did that impact the market? The stocks and indices, mainly we're talking industrial stocks, went up 0.4%. The S&P 500 went up 0.3%, and gold went down 0.1% on growth signals. The USD gained 0.2% after this release. So let's go to the next one. The next one was ISM Manufacturing PMI. So we had two numbers, the manufacturing PMI and manufacturing prices. So the previous number of the ISM manufacturing PMI was 49.1. The forecast was a slight increase of 49.4. So both of them are below the 50. So they're in the contraction territory. And the actual came in even worse than both. It came in at 48.7. So what does that mean? It's still contracting under 50. Weak new orders and employment hit by trade tensions. Now, how did that impact the market? The Dow lost 0.2% on slowdown fears. The gold gained 0.2% as a safe haven. And the USD lost 0.1%. Now, let's go to the next one, which was the ISM manufacturing prices. Now, this number was lower than the forecast, so prices are going down for manufacturers. The previous was 61.9, the forecast was 62.4, and the actual came in at 58. So what does that mean? It cooled more than expected. Input costs are easing, which is good for inflation, but this signals softer demand. Okay, so it's good for inflation. Let me say it again. It's good for inflation, but it signals weaker demand. So this could be bad for growth. Okay, so how did that impact the market? Like stocks and indices were neutral because it came out at the exact same time of the manufacturing PMI. So that already took the hit. As I said, uh, Dow Jones lost 0.2% and gold gained 0.2%, while USD lost 0.1%. So when this number came, they went out at the exact same time. So the stocks and indices were neutral. Gold gained an extra 0.1% and USD lost 0.1%. All right, so that's it for Monday. Let's move to Tuesday. Tuesday, we had only one number, which was the Reserve Bank of Australia interest rate decision. The previous reading was at 3.6. That was the interest rate in Australia. The forecast was no change at 3.6. And of course, they did not change. And it came in at 3.6. No change. So, what does that mean for the markets? They held steady as expected, which is like somehow a dovish tilt with no hikes soon. They're focusing on inflation cooling amid global risks. Now, because in Australia, they're focusing more on inflation and this could be considered a dovish tilt. Okay, so how did that impact the market? Stocks and indices, the ASX went up 0.3%. On the US Open, Nasdaq gained 0.1%. The gold stayed flat after this release because although it's like considered a high impact, but as I keep telling you guys, if it comes in as expected, so like there are no surprises, so no reason for the market to overreact or even react because this is priced in the market beforehand. Now, the AUD/USD gained 0.2% because they did not cut rates, so this was positive for the AUD/USD. And that's it for Tuesday. Let's move now to Wednesday. Okay. Before going to Wednesday, let me tell you something. There was this number, the job openings, the JOLTS job openings. It was supposed to be on Monday, but it got pulled off the economic calendar, and then they postponed it till Tuesday, and then they also pulled it from the economic calendar because of the shutdown. And a quick recap on the shutdown. What's happening now is the following. Now, the US has entered its longest ever government shutdown. Now, the last one was in 2018 and it was 35 days. And now we're over 35 days. So this is like they made history. This is the first time or the longest time ever for a government shutdown to stay closed over 35 days. So what's happening in the US now? Because of that, now the TSA workers and the air controllers are still being unpaid because they're considered as government employees. So they're not getting paid. So what's happening is now they're refusing to go to work. So which is like, what does that do? If they're not going to work, those air controllers, it means that they cannot like go on with flights like nothing happens, because air controllers are very important for the planes to go to take off and to land. So there was like over 650 cancellations in flights in the US across 40 major airports in the US, and like around 9,000 delays. All of this because of the government shutdown. Because now it's spilling over to the flight sector. TSA workers and air controllers are not getting paid, so they're not going to work. As simple as that. All right, so let's go back to the economic calendar. There was a holiday in India, so no news from India. And the next one was the ADP non-farm employment change. Usually this number comes before, like 2 days before the NFP, which is the non-farm payroll. And traders use this number to like get an indication on how the NFP would come. So if it comes in positive, they expect the NFP to be positive. If it comes in negative, they expect the NFP to come negative. But because of the government shutdown again, we had no NFP release again this month, which was supposed to be on Friday. So no NFP release last Friday. So let's read the numbers. The previous was minus 29,000. The forecast is a positive 32,000, and the actual came in even better than the forecast at 42,000. Now, what does that mean? Basically, it means that, of course, we beat expectations. Private hiring rebounded sharply from contraction, signaling labor resilience ahead of NFP, which did not happen. Okay. The market impact was as follows. It was a rally fuel for the US stocks. The S&P gained 0.5%, the Dow gained 0.4%, the gold lost 0.3% on strength. USD gained 0.3%, while the Euro USD lost 0.3%. All right, so let's move to the next one, which was the S&P Global Services PMI. Services sector is very important. It's the backbone of the US economy. So the previous reading was 54.2 and the forecast was 55.2, so an increase of 1 point. But the actual came in lower than the forecast, but higher than the previous, so 54.8. So how did that impact the markets? Um, Again, as I said in the beginning and many times before, we are still in the expansion territory. We're above 50. So it means that there was a slight miss, but still expansion. The services sector, which is the economy driver, is growing. The employment is up, and which like offset uh, the manufacturing worries. Okay, so how did that impact the market? Nasdaq went up 0.4% after this release. The gold stayed flat, and the USD gained 0.1%. Now let's move to the next one, which was the ISM Non-Manufacturing PMI. That's the non-manufacturing PMI. We just went through the manufacturing PMI. So the previous was 50, forecast was 50.7. The actual came in at 52.4, which is a good beat. Like this was like a big beat. Services expanded faster. New orders like are becoming stronger, and this sector is showing resilience. Okay, so how did that impact the market? The S&P gained 0.3%, the gold lost 0.2%, while the FX, mainly talking about the USD, gained 0.2%. Now, the next one was the non-manufacturing prices. We talked about PMI, now we move to non-manufacturing prices. The previous was 69.4, the forecast was a drop, but the actual came in higher than both. It came in at 70, which means hotter than expected, of course. Service prices are rising, showing a sticky inflation in non-good sector or non-manufacturing sector. How did that impact the market? There was a mild pullback. The Dow lost 0.1%, gold gained 0.1%, and the USD gained 0.1%. So no major movement. Now let's move to crude oil inventories. The previous reading was at minus 6.858, and the forecast was at minus 2.5. So like an increase or like a decrease in the shortage, but increase in inventory. The actual came in at 5.202. That's a huge surprise build in the inventory. Demand, which means that demand is weak or supply is like glut, which is bearish for oil. What happened after this release? The energy sector or energy stocks lost 0.8%. The S&P lost 0.2%. Gold went up 0.3% as lower inflation play, and the USD lost 0.2%. Now, after all of this, we had Mr. President speak. US President Trump spoke at around 10 p.m. Dubai time. So what happened was the following. He touted the US growth and blamed global partners for trade imbalances. He hinted at tariff expansions. Like the rhetoric is heavy on America first. So what does that mean? It means like he just added more uncertainty. He added more uncertainty to our policy uncertainty, okay? Which is a potential inflation coming from tariffs. Okay, so how did that impact the markets after Mr. President finished speaking? The stocks went volatile. The Nasdaq lost 0.3%. The gold gained 0.4% as a hedge, and the USD gained 0.2% on hawkish vibes. Now, the next one was okay. We moved to Thursday. We had only one news or one news release, which was the Bank of England interest rate decision. The previous was 4%, the forecast was 4%, and the actual came in line with expectations at also 4%. So what does that mean? They held steady. Bank of England is being cautious on cuts amid sticky wages and sticky inflation, or sticky wages inflation and sticky inflation. But like they're leaning more to the dovish side for future easing. Okay. So how did that impact the markets? The FTSE gained 0.2% because they did not cut rates, and the S&P gained 0.1%. Gold gained 0.2%, and the GBP USD gained 0.1%. All right. So that's pretty much it for this week. We didn't have anything on Friday. We were supposed to have NFP, but they removed it from the economy calendar because the government shutdown still persists. So the overall takeaways could be that US data were mixed. The manufacturing is weak, but services and jobs are strong. Oil build, or the oil inventory build, caused bearishness to oil, and we had steady RBA and which is the Reserve Bank of Australia and the Bank of England. They like their holds added more calmness to the markets, and Trump made some noise with his speech and caused some volatility. We're hoping to get NFP next week if they open, or they reopen the government in the US. We're hoping to get NFP. We're just like waiting for the Congress to pass the bill and agree on the terms. Once that happens, like we'll go back to normal and start like getting the data in time. Other than that, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section below. And as always, trade responsibly. Markets are like uncertain in these periods, so make sure to like manage risk, like stay calm, and of course trade responsibly. Take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.